This is The Space Shot, episode 288 for February 26th, 2018. The Apollo Saturn mission 201 and Trans-Neptunian objects. I'm John Molnix. Apologies if I sound terrible. I'm fighting a cold and am not feeling that great, but hey, I've got a daily podcast to do, so here I am. Let's get to it. I've got two quick pieces of history for today and a launch update. On a personal note, I've seen and touched the spacecraft that I'm talking about first today. It's on display at the Strategic Air Command Museum, which is outside of Omaha, Nebraska. On February 26, 1966, Apollo Saturn mission 201 launched from Cape Canaveral. This was the first test of the Block 1 Apollo Command and Service Module, and it was also the first test of the Saturn 1B launch vehicle. After the Command and Service Module separated from the second stage, the Service Propulsion System, the main engine of the Command and Service Module, was fired to increase the speed of the spacecraft, helping simulate the higher speeds of a lunar mission re-entry that the Command Module would experience in later Apollo flights. Now I've got a quick piece of astronomy history. In the 1940s and 1950s, two astronomers, American Gerard Kuiper and Irishman Kenneth Edgeworth, proposed that there could be bodies in the solar system beyond the orbits of Neptune and Pluto. Quote, in 1943 and 49, Edgeworth proposed that the cloud which condensed into the solar system must have extended to greater distances than Pluto. It would later be discovered that there are a large number of these small bodies in the outer solar system, but it wasn't until recently that these objects could be detected and studied in a little bit more detail. This region of space is known as the Kuiper Belt, but some people refer to it as the Edgeworth-Kuiper Belt. I'm mentioning it here today because Kenneth Edgeworth was born on February 26, 1880. If you'd like to know more about the objects that are way out in this part of the solar system, as well as Pluto and the New Horizons mission, check out episodes 271 and 272 if you're new to the podcast. In those episodes, I spoke with Kelsey Singer and Joel Parker, two scientists that work on the New Horizons mission. Lastly for today, Chris Bergen with NASASpaceflight.com is reporting that March 1st could end up being a very busy day at the Cape. There's a chance that a Falcon 9 rocket could be launching just 18 hours before a United Launch Alliance Atlas V. I've got some digging to do to see if this is the fastest turnaround between launches at the Cape, or if there were faster turnarounds during the Mercury, Gemini, or Apollo days. Launch schedules are notoriously fluid, so expect these dates to change. If they hold, though, it could be an incredible time to visit the Cape. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. I'd really appreciate it if you could venture into the Apple Podcasts app or your podcast app of choice and leave a review for The Space Shot. As always, the show notes have more information on today's episode. You can hit me up on Instagram and Twitter. Find me at John Molnix. I'm always up to chat. You can also connect with me on Facebook, just search The Space Shot, or click the links in the show notes. I'm John Molnix, and I'll catch you on the flip side.